Hello and welcome to day number 8 of StarLadder Star Series, and we have got ourselves a game between Fota, Freedom of the Action, taking on 3D Clan. And to give you a short overview about what has happened so far in the previous 7 days, we see here a overlay about all the scores of all the teams that are participating in the Star Series of StarLadder. So we have got El Pride on top together with Fnatic and Virtus Pro. But we are Action and 3D Clan. So 3D, they are number 6 right now, 1-2, lost 2, and they're of course wanting to add their 5th game as a win. The first team that is going to be playing 5 games actually, Fota, they have only played 2 matches so far, and basically they're doing the same thing as 3D so far, because they've won one, lost 1, as in it's even, 50-50. Let's see if they can turn it around as well this game. We're gonna see it, and we're gonna see it with a Darkseer, but without a Phantom Lancer or Keeper of Light or Nyx Assassin or Bat Rider. And yeah, for the next game I will have a co-caster, but for now, unfortunately, co-caster is late, so we don't have him for this game. I will have him for the next one, just so you are aware. We've got ourselves a Gyrocopter and a Rubik being picked up. Strong combination. We might actually still see a Bane being picked up by them, unless Freedom of the Action is now realizing that they have to pick up the Bane if they don't want to be seeing it on 3D Clan's side. Of course, I mean, Bane has been one of those strong supports that we see normally up against Lifestealers and such. So maybe even is Fota gonna be picking up and a Bane and a Lifestealer, but with already having their own counter in their own hands. Remaining. So that would be quite nice to see for them. But we'll find out shortly. They are gonna be taking into their bonus time. Both teams were on time, by the way. We started perfectly on time today, as it is exactly 5 or 1700 CET time, I should say. And we're gonna have ourselves 4 matches today. So there's plenty of action for you to keep watching Dota 2. After this one, it's gonna be Empire taking on TCM, and we're gonna see Virtus Pro versus Absolute Legends, and then TCM again taking on El Pride in the last match of the day. As we're seeing indeed the Bane being picked up by Fota. No real surprises, they want to deny that to 3D Clans, I already said, mostly because Bane and Gyrocopter work very well together, and we have got the Luna being picked up there, so that is their carry of choice. The Magnus is therefore being picked up by 3D Clans, so they have got themselves a solo lane and a lot of team fight potential in there. And we're gonna see a Tiny getting banned out together with the Queen of Pain. It looks like we're gonna see, well, 3D Clan, of course, they can ban out all the mid-game heroes that they do not want to face, since obviously Fota doesn't have really a mid-game hero just yet. Luna is gonna be farming together with the Bane supporting, and then the Darkseer on a safe lane, or long lane rather, solo, or at least that's what we are expecting so far. So for 3D Clan, it's not really hard to ban out those heroes, and they have to ban out those mid-game heroes to stop them from trying to distract 3D Clan from shutting down the Luna, basically. We've got the Chen now also being banned out. It was the Tinker and the Enigma being banned out by Fota, and that is also well, a mid-game hero and a jungle hero. I mean, for 3D Clan, their lineup so far is very versatile. We are of course expecting a Gyrocopter farming with the Rubik supporting and the Magnus on the offlane, but we've seen Gyrocopters mid, we've seen Rubik mid, we've seen Magnus mid, we've seen Magnus on the offlane as I'm actually expecting. We've also seen Gyrocopters and Rubiks on aggressive tri lanes, so there's plenty of potential for 3D Clan about their lines. It's I feel like it's a bit more open right now than Fota's lineup. Fota does have the first pick, so they can decide if they want to stick into the purple theme or if they want to continue going elsewhere with their color palette. Which color will they pick? Will they pick up another support, or will they go for their solo mid lane hero? And we still have the Puck in the pool. That Puck is actually a bit bluish. Puck has been seen a lot more because of his just his control and his ability to, of course, be in the mid lane and at least not lose the mid lane, because he can basically escape any form of lane or aggression, apart from if he gets ganked by a lot of heroes. But at that sense, if he then dies, okay, fine. But at least he made sure that 3 of those heroes from the opposing team were used to try and take him down, and therefore buying more time for his team on other lanes to be up against 0 heroes or less than there were previously, depending on if there's going to be, for example, a tri-lane and then the 2 supports leaving or something like that. But they are actually ticking heavily into their bonus time. They're only having 12 seconds left, and that is already their bonus time. And they... It's a bit more bluish, but you know that this could be considered a bit purplish, but only if you really want to see it. But it's a bit blue-greenish. Yeah, bluish, greenish. Okay. I've been told that my blue-green definition is a bit different than others. But okay, we're gonna see 3D Clan. They're gonna be next, and they still have all their bonus time. Now, if they want to use it, that's the question. Actually, I think it would be nice if they don't, because that way I kind of force Fota to maybe make a rush decision for the last pickup. But all this time that 3D Clan is using right now, Fota will be using as well to decide what they want to pick up as their last hero. I mean, with the Leshrac, it's a great hero to have together with the Bane. I mean, I talked about the colors, but let's talk about the hero. Yeah, of course, the Nightmare followed up by the Split Earth. It's a strong combination also for potentially an aggressive trial lane for Fota. It's all going to depend on the last hero. I mean, if there's going to be an aggressive trial lane, you could put Darkseer on the safe lane or on the mid lane and then have something else still on the safe lane. But otherwise, they'll pick up a mid lane. We have the Earthshaker being picked up by 3D, so that's going to be a trial lane with a Gyrocopter Rubik and an Earthshaker.
10 seconds remaining.
We're going to see if it's going to be aggressive or not, though. That's going to be decided by the last pickup. Magnus can be on the safe lane also. I mean, both teams still have a lot of possibilities here, so I kind of like it in terms of... well, I kind of like it of not knowing what they're going to be picking up. Like normally, if you like at the start of the game, you kind of I'm going to say that fits a bit. It's not really purple, but it's still kind of darkish. And you know, it actually fits a bit with the Leshrac, so maybe they have like full house. See, that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. So if you don't know what the opponent's gonna pick, you have something like Pudge. I can't pronounce it the way he says it when he gets picked up, but that would be cool if I could. But it is Pudge that gets picked up by 3D Clan, so that's gonna be their hero in the mid lane. That means Magnus is gonna be going into the off lane, and we are gonna see a trial lane with the Gyrocopter, the Rubik, and the Earthshaker. So let's see what players we have on which hero. Serva, the newly picked up player for 3D Clan, is going to be playing on the Pudge. We're going to have Sharvik playing on the Magnus, and actually, how are they going to lane this if Sharvik is not going towards the top lane? Like, his items make me believe he is not going to go on the off lane. But that's at least Sharvik there. I mean, Pudge picked up a Quelling Blade. Is he going to go? No. We're gonna see what he's gonna do. We're gonna see Dread. He's gonna be playing on his Earthshaker. I believe that's one of his signature heroes, or it used to be. Not 100% sure, but I'm expecting some big plays from him on that hero. We have Solo on his Rubik, and that will leave the Gyrocopter played by Nexus. And that is the entire lineup for 3D Clan. Let's see, Fota. Prepare for battle. We'll be playing the Darkseer. It will be Zara on the Outworld Destroyer. I mean, I talked about his color, but he is a fairly decent mid. He is fairly solid. He can, of course, spam out his Astral Imprisonment. And if you're up against a Magnus or even a Pudge, they are not really intellect heroes. And if you then spam that Astral Imprisonment on them, it will make sure that there's not going to be any mana upon them to throw out any spell whatsoever. So I kind of like the pickup, and he can be very strong later on. So I'm curious to see how it's going to work out. It is a strong hero to begin with. I mean, he is fairly decent. If he gets his levels up, his Arcane Orb is going to hurt very much. The only downside to OD is that he is fairly easy to counter. I mean, if you pick up a BKB, he can't do his Arcane Orb, and that is where he gets most of his damage from. So depends really on how fast we're going to see 3D picking up their BKBs, on how well Zara is going to be doing there. As we have got, this time I have done my homework. I know how to pronounce that name. We're going to first see if they can get this first blood. Double damage rune up on him, also up on the Bane, who is being played by Sharkan. That's the way you pronounce this. I would say Wapta, but it is Sharkan, or Sharhan even. The K being sometimes silent, but we don't really know what it is. But it is Sharkan. So that is the Bane. He's gonna be playing that, and he has picked up the first rune. Double damage rune for him. We're gonna see Dai. He's gonna be playing the Leshrac. It is gonna be, oh, we already saw that one. And then the last one is the stand-in. Is gonna be Kpa, and he'll be playing the Luna on the top lane. In this safe lane couldn't be more safe, because there's no opposing hero, because it is indeed a jungling Pudge, cleaning out the creep waves and helping with pooling as well, by the looks of it. And that's why he picked also up that Quelling Blade bar, of course, from the extra tech that you get from it. More Astral Prism, just annoying. I mean, he's got 2 stacks of that, and he's only got 180 mana. Now he gets some more again, but you know, that's just really annoying. And he actually picked up his Empower very early. That's something that you don't see every day. We normally see, of course, the Skewer fairly early because it is your failsafe. But maybe being up against an OD, he knows that he doesn't really need that escape mechanism because he feels like he's not dying yet, and that is true. OD needs levels before he can actually kill stuff, or ganks in that matter. And if you're gonna get ganked, maybe a Skewer is not gonna be enough anyway. And maybe he just wanted to get his last hits up, as in make sure he doesn't miss anything. He's 8 for 1 for now with 7 for 2 up on the OD, so he is slightly ahead for Zara, but the difference is minimal. So, you know, and there's again a 180 mana, and now he's already out of mana. That's the way that works, and it's very annoying. On the bottom lane, by the way, Nexus is also free farming, and we can of course compare him a bit to Luna because they're both not having anybody up against them. We have 16 for 4 for the Gyrocopter, with on the top lane it's gonna be Luna, who's gonna be 13 for 2, so slightly ahead for Nexus on the bottom lane. And the mid lane is actually the only lane that has some PvP going on. And now he picked up the Skewer, so maybe we're gonna see 3D Clan being a bit more aggressive before, because you know, now there's only one hero with no escape mechanism in the mid lane, that's the OD. Maybe you can call Natural Imprisonment and escape, but I don't really think so. It can be nice if there's just one person attacking you, but if there's multiple, then yeah, you're not gonna be able to get away. And that's the thing that I think the 3D Clan should be trying to do. I mean, they have got a Pudge who of course wants to have that levels as well, but what better way to get levels than to kill your opponents? In the meantime, on the bottom lane, there's 3D Clan that's just pushing on, and they feel like, you know what, we normally they would have a fairly solid lane regardless, and they can farm Nexus here also. So why not just get that extra gold and get that tower gold up? In the meantime, he does come prepare for battle, see if he can do something. Iron Shell trying to push them back, but this tower, I think it's doomed. And Fota on the opposing team, on the opposing side of the map, so far not really doing the same thing. Now maybe trying to push. They have got a level 2 Edict, so their pushing power is definitely a bit bigger than 3D Clan's ones, but it's gonna be 3D Clan that's gonna be picking up the first tower by the looks of it, and that's Flat Cannon helping out with that one. In the meantime, it's Serapha that's looking for a hook. He's level 3 though. There's only level 1 hook. This is a very short range hook, so he can't be really looking for a hook. Maybe with a haste rune he can, but it's gonna be Sharvik that picks it up. Push gonna continue on the top lane as well. The bottom tier 1 is of course already down. Let's see if Fota can take their own tower, as we have got Serapha trying to get some levels. I mean, if he can just stand here, they're actually gonna try this with the haste rune coming in. Sharvik skewers back up on the Luna. Fate Bolt going through, nice block. Can they get him? Nightmare trying to help out. Should be enough, but the hook and the shockwave and the first blood go in the way of Sharvik. Now Die gonna get a Fissure up on him. So Shrek's not at least not hitting or not doing anything anymore, and Die actually dies. So that is gonna be 2 kills going the way of 3D Clan. The TP's coming in, the haste rune of course helping out, and even without a reverse polarity up on Sharvik, able to pick up the first 2 kills on the map, and that puts Fota, you know, not only 2 kills behind, which is, you know, annoying to begin with, but also a tower behind, and basically their carry died. Their Luna died, so that puts him like triple behind, better than or more than they normally would only be because of the 2 kills. Wow, if that made sense. I hope it did. Wow, did I pronounce Skewer properly? Skewer. 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 I don't know. Skewer. That's the way it is pronounced in my book. So 2 for 0. It is actually Sharvik that picked up both of the kills. So you know, he is definitely ahead of Zara on this mid lane right now. Though I have to say, I mean, in the meantime, Zara is ahead in experience. He's level 6, while Sharvik is still level 5. And of course he got the levels from the 2 kills just now. But this is just a level difference that you can expect if you're up against an OD that can deny experience from you if he denies creeps while you're in the Astral Imprisonment. So I think it's still pretty nice, and I think for Zara to have that. And he's got his power threads complete. And we're gonna see how he's gonna be having an impact on the game, because he definitely needs to. Because now the top lane, I mean, it's not really necessarily lost, because there's, you know, Luna is still farming, she's still getting stuff. But it's not one compared to Nexus either. I mean, if you compare the two carries, we can definitely say that 3D Clan has won the carry battle so far. So that means they won the bottom lane. They played even on the top lane, even though there is a free farming Luna there. That's you know, nice. And they have not yet made a decision mid lane, so this is a very important lane. If OG can win this lane, that will definitely be of a big nuisance to Fota, and they need that. Push in the meantime continues again. Tower gets taken down. Luna getting the last hit for that, so more gold for her. 1300 now in her inventory, as in the meantime the stacking continues in the jungle for 3D Clan, trying to make their supports useful. And talking about useful supports, a smoke up on the two supports for Fota, trying to see if they can bait something out with the Luna. And they have got the Pudge standing around. He's level 5. We haven't really seen him that much apart from the just now on the top lane, of course. But let's see if he can do something as soon as he's level 6, of course. With that, this member might be trying to roam around the map a lot more, trying to get his kills up. We'll find out soon enough. Sentry ward being placed.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Even though the smoke is just, of course, just there. And it's very defensive sentry ward, I have to say. Just in case there's gonna be an invisibility rune or something like that, or if people are standing around there with the smoke, if there would not be Sharvik around there. Still, in the meantime, let's take a look at the supports real quick. We have got Dread, he is level 5, and Solo's level 4, so that's the two supports for 3D Clan. And Dai is level 4 for Fota, with Sharkan being level 3, so it's definitely 3D Clan that's pulling ahead on the support levels, and that's the result, of course, and because of those kills, and because of the pooling from 3D Clan, seems to be very solid in this jungle. They're constantly busy trying to do that. Well, we've seen a couple of times when Fota, or the supports of Fota, I should say, we're just standing around the Luna doing nothing, and of course taking a bit of her experience as well, making sure that Luna gets a little bit less experience. Luna being level 7 for now. Whoa, that's a lot of damage being done to the OD. And he actually has to back off, unless he can get something from his teammate, like a salve, or thinks he's gonna be having enough with the tango just there. And one thing that I didn't really mention just yet, but also something that should be fairly obvious. I mean, I mentioned the Bane Leshrac combination, but the Esper Prismet with the Leshrac is also, of course, very nice if Leshrac can time his splitters properly. Which he's not going to try to do in this case, but that's just more experience being denied. Serva looking for a hook, has got his dismember. Here also comes Dread. You can just lay down a Fissure. Skewer goes through. Reverse polarity being used. Leshrac on coming in though. Might be enough. Hook up on Die, and that is 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. No, just 2. Funny. No. 3 down and 4 down in total, of course. 2 down and 4 down in total. Wow, my counting is really superb. But 4 down in total on the side of 3D Clan, and they're going to be able to take down this tower as well. Rotating everybody towards the mid lane, and you know, that hook was basically point blank, reverse polarity being used. I did like the Leshrac stun, but it was not enough to save the life of both of them. Shockwaves are just gonna harass them back. Nightmare still up on the Magnus. Leshrac stun gonna come off. There goes the Brain Step and an Edict. Cooldown coming down. Oh, here comes Nexus. Gonna go for Die. Gonna go for Prepare for Battle. 1 down, 2 down again. Double kill going for Nexus. In the meantime, though, Zara is able to pick up a support Rubik. Maybe they can get Dread as well. And yes, they can. Double kill going the way of Zara as well. So that's 2 double kills, 1 for each team, with the first 2 kills on the board for Fota. And they were actually able to defend their tower. I mean, it is in an eye range, but they are able to defend it, which is pretty impressive. Considering the amount of hatred that 3D Clan laid on top of that tower. And all because of an overextending Sharvik to be put in a Nightmare that started it all off. So we have the gold graph, of course, slightly in favor of 3D Clan. No real surprise there. Towers are even, but the kills are not, and it feels like the farming definitely is not either. We've got Nexus still highest on top of the last hits and the nice, but the net worth shows a bit different. The net worth also shows that Magnus, even though not highest on last hits and the nice, still doing pretty nice for himself, because he's got himself 3 kills and now also a tower kill, and I'm quite surprised to see that Fota did not deny that tower, but it could be because of them thinking that there would be something around the corner like a reverse polarity or worse, even though I'm not sure what would be worse, but still. Let's see if they can do something on the top lane. I mean, there's only 1 tier 1 tower left standing now for Fota, so that's gonna probably be the goal for 3D Clan. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry if I sometimes say 3D Max. I might do that. I think I taught myself not to, but it still might sometimes happen. But I don't know when it happens, because, you know, this is I don't know. I don't listen to myself when I talk, apparently, or something like that. Sometimes in a rebroadcast, I listen to my own cast, and I'm thinking like, wait, did I really say that? That doesn't make any sense. It's yeah. So hereby, disclaimer, you know?
Tower is under attack.
Disclaimer. Smoke up, Fota. Running away from their opponent though, so because everybody of 3D Clan is on the top lane, all 5 of them actually, so Fota is not going to be finding anything in the mid lane. Maybe they're going to find a tower kill, but that would be it, and they're not even going to try to do that because they're being sneaky and they're waiting for their opponent to show up. But they won't show up. So we're gonna see maybe a tower being traded. That's all that Fota can really hope for, because they can't really defend their tier 1 top anymore. VPs are gonna come out towards the mid lane. It's gonna be a defense coming off for Fota. From 3D Clan. They really don't want to lose their tier 1. And that was everybody TPing, and they are looking for action. Blink Dagger up on Sharvik, and he got the courier with the reverse polarity, and the courier is gonna be safe. Nice spaceship, telekinesis to the other ground. Brainsep trying to keep Jarkon alive, and he still goes down. We have prepare for battle. He's preparing to die, and there he goes. So 2 kills on the board for 3D Clan, and at least they didn't get the courier, so that's a slight up for Fota. But Fota, in the meantime, I mean, they didn't get the tower. They still have their own tower. I mean, yay. But losing 2 heroes for that, they're just not ready to fight that right now. And you know, with the Blink Dagger for the Magnus, it's gonna be very tough to fight that, and the burst damage from the level 4 Rocket Barrage right now is also so much to deal with. I mean, it's Rocket Barrage is one of those spells that is great early levels because, you know, it does so much burst damage, and of course when your opponents are lower level, like for example a Bane that's still level 4, while, you know, Rocket Barrage level 4. That is just quite insane. In the meantime, that was Magnus going down to the bottom lane. We're gonna follow your top though. Nightmare up on the push. Let's see if Fota are gonna go in on that. Doesn't look like it. That was, by the way, the Eclipse being used to take down Magnus. Prepare for battle again. Preparing to die. Oh no! Yes! No! Yes! Yes! Push died as well. So that is something that they get back. Call down coming down. Back from the Darkseer. Nice Echo Slam from Dread, and it's gonna be Sharkon that dies as well. Another 3 kills going the way of 3D Clan, and they are just steamrolling this by the looks of it, just being everywhere on the map. Of course, Magnus just died. That is something good for Fota, but having their Luna die straight afterwards, I mean, she had her Eclipse on cooldown because of that Magnus kill, and maybe with having an Eclipse at that time, that would have been a better storyline for that. Talking about lines, it's going up. It's going up for 3D Clan. We have got around 5k in their favor. As far as the gold goes, experience wise should be around the same. It's gonna actually be around 4k. Also still in favor of 3D Clan, no real surprise there. Invisibility room by solo. Gonna have wards, gonna have earn mana boots. Mana boots also up on Dread, who's gonna be buying a Blink Dagger as soon as he has the gold for that. Sharvik gonna be going for Mechanism after his Blink Dagger, so going for a semi-support role or support build purely, so his supports can, you know, open up for other items. Surge up, prepare for battle, telekinesis up on him, and a hook, and that's gonna be him again going down. He is not having a fun game. Just died 3 times in a row to that Serva Pudge, and not even because of the Pudge, just, you know, when Pudge was around. And I mean, he only died 4 times, and 3 of those were just, you know, really short up on each other. And he even bought back just now, so that's a bit sad. We've got them pushing on to the tier 2. Still tier 2 left standing. I mean, for Fota to still take this back, they really need to get their farm up a bit more, trying to stop getting picked off like that, and just having their OD still farming elsewhere. Together with the Luna, maybe even, yeah, I say even together, that's something that I would not normally say, but you know, it might be a bit safer. But Luna, in the meantime, she got herself a Yasha. Now, normally when we see Lunas, they go for a BKB first because it's just so much safer, but if you're up against a Pudge and a Magnus, then a BKB might not even be worth it, because of course both the Dismember and the Reverse Polarity go through BKB. But still, is it really worth giving up that survivability? I mean, the reason Luna is Luna, she's normally a glass cannon. That's the reason she's normally going for BKB. So she's definitely still a glass cannon, but now she's a glass cannon with the Yasha. So, you know, happy times. She's gonna be finding some company soon though. Serva's gonna be going towards the bottom lane. We also have got the OD farming here. He already has a 4 staff, but he's behind on levels. I mean, he's level 10. While you know there is, I say you know too much. I know. Sorry. To level 12 upon Nexus. That's the one I wanted to point out, and level 10 also up on Luna. So there is really a lot of work for Fota to be done to still get their foot back into the door for this game. Because in the meantime, 3D Clan going for the bottom lane. Last tier 2 tower still standing on the side of Fota. In the meantime, take a look at the items. We've got a Yasha also up on the Nexus, but he's got himself an Ogre Club with that as well. Picked himself up a Morbid Mask. Will probably be going for a Helm of the Dominator and a BKB for those 2 items. And let's see if Fota is going to be able to defend this. They actually back off. Hook is not going to hit. And that was a Iron Shell being stolen because it could. And the tower just going down real fast. I mean, Fota can't really go in on this, especially not when they know that there is a reverse polarity up with the double damage madness. I mean, with it in power, it's just too much to deal with. And they have not got that bad team fight potential. Fota does. I mean, you have a vacuum into an eclipse, and then with another eclipse. Whoa, vacuum, sort of surge wave. Bane dead already. Fisher helping out. They're just jumping in there. And the Hook this time missed Serva though, getting a split earth. There's the vacuum in. Can they get something done? TP in here from the OD, wants to be here. Oh, this is a different called Eclipse. I was wondering. I thought that was called Eclipse as well. We have 2 eclipses. Oh, nice. So vacuum into eclipses. Sanity eclipses. Awkward.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Blink and Fisher. Dread just being happy that he got his Blink Dagger at 18 minutes as a support. Support Earthshaker with the Blink Dagger. But he's of course been in 8 kills, only died once. And actually has 2 last hits on the kills for himself, so plenty of gold for him to go around 4 staff up on the pipes, looking for the openings, looking for the Hook. But in the meantime, Fota, they're just keeping it safe, and they still have someone farming. Luna is in the meantime in their own jungle, trying to get her farm up. Now, if Fota can turtle this, they definitely have a chance. But turtling is something that you have to have specific heroes for. And now Shrek is okay with turtling if he would have his Lightning Storm maxed out. Hook hits, and that's gonna be Sharkan going down. 4 stuff doesn't save his life. There comes the Eclipse. It's still Serva that goes down from that one. Dread in the meantime, 1 hit away from dying. The tower will do so, and the Eclipse. In the meantime, Nexus going down there as well, and that is gonna be Solo using his own Eclipse against Fota, but Fota is gonna be able to stay alive, and I think Solo is gonna also be able to stay alive. TPs himself out. 4 heroes dead on the side of 3D Clan, and that's the way you turtle. With vacuums, with spreading your opponent's team out. I mean, having Serva already dead, Dread already dead as well. I don't think Dread even. I did get to use his Echo Slam, so that's nice for him. But a good fight for Fota for sure. Eclipse is being used. Vacuums, and I mean, I was gonna say, like, they don't have that much turtle potential. They have the lightning, yes, but Bane is like totally solo target. Yes, he has Fiend's Grip, it's great shutting 1 hero down completely, but you know, it's still 1 hero. They don't, for a turtle you want to have a bit of AoE stuff like Dai has on his Leshrac. So that's gonna be his Lightning Iron Shell is okay-ish for turtling. Darkseer's Wall is great though, but you have to actually pick it up to be able to turtle with it. And other than that, they don't really have that much turtling. It's mostly just single target. And I'm not counting the Luna's bouncing blades as turtling, because Luna should not be the one to turtle. Luna should be farming like she is doing right now. In the meantime, Roshan is going to be the one for 3D Clan to be maybe their ticket to victory, maybe their ticket to actually get up the high ground, clean out everybody, and then clean out the towers. BKB up in the meantime for the Gyrocopter. I believe we saw that already, actually. No, we did not. We did not. It was just overclock before. Now it is the BKB. 4 staff being built up by the Rubik mechanism, completed up by the Magnus. Just needs to get his recipe, but he has the gold for that, so he will be able to do that very shortly. And Serva is going to build towards the pipe. It's gonna be BKB being built up by Zara as well, by the looks of it, and for the Luna, she's also picked up her Ogre Club, so BKB is gonna be her choice now as well. Is it gonna be in time? It's gonna be the question that everybody is wondering, because 3D Clan, well, they're gonna be pushing soon. They're gonna be pushing towards the mid lane with the Aegis, having the failsafe, with the reverse polarity and the Echo Slam. Both blinking heroes can have that perfect initiation going, and You know, imagine if Rubik would actually have a vacuum. That would be even better. If you can steal that. That's, by the way, still his ulti up. As in, oh, dismember up on the Luna. Can she get away? Eclipse being turned on and she gets away. Does mean that the Eclipse is now on cooldown though, and she has to run right now, solo ready, with the telekinesis, and is not going to be able to find her anymore. Fisher is going to be too late, and she is out of there. And the vision just not enough. Lucky Kpa. Lucky indeed. Let's see if they can get their last tier 1 tower on the map. Perhaps. Still standing the tier 1 mid for 3D Clan, which is a very important tower. Like, the whole dire advantage for the Roshan pit is completely gone for Fota right now, because normally, you know, your advantage is that you're close to the Roche pit, and, you know, your tier 2 tower is even very close to the Roche pit, this one right here. And you can just TP in there and then get it there. And for the Radiant, I mean, they don't have a tower like that. They only have this one. Now, what happens if you take down all the towers of the Dire side and you still have your tier 1 tower mid as a Radiant side? Then you have the Dire advantage. So that is pretty nice for 3D Clan for sure. And they already got the Aegis, of course. I mean, you know, that's done. But it is still it's still nice for them to see that, to have that. And of course also getting more control over Fota with those towers down as well. I mean, the farming space for Fota is really limited, and I mean, you just saw the Luna being very far out of her base, but she actually had to use her Eclipse to stay alive. And that might cost her, because this time she won't have it for the fight that's gonna come, and it's gonna come, because 3D Clan forcing on the bottom lane. In the meantime, the tier 3 tower already taking a lot of damage, and there's prepare for battle, and he dies again by a hook. Getting hooked on the side, and the tier 3 tower will drop Blink in reverse polarity. Hits on 2, Scoober back to the rest, makes him miss the call now, but it doesn't matter. Die is already dead. Echo Slam's going through. It's Luna that dies. Punch ultra kill, because he just got every single one of those kills right there. Can he get a rampage is the question. I don't think so. Even though the buyback came from no, the buyback came from the OD. He can't do anything. Eclipse already went through, and he can't do anything. They will lose their set of racks, and they will hope that 3D Clan will now back off.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
And maybe, yeah, they do. Maybe give them some extra time to farm, because they just need time. They can't fight against this because they don't have the farm up. They don't have the gold or the abilities or the levels. They just need time. And 3D Clan, it's up to them if they want to give it. I mean, they still have the Aegis. It wasn't used in that fight. 4,600 gold up on Nexus, by the way. So he is gonna get filthy rich. We have a drawing up on the meme from Sharka, and he is drawing like they should be going like this. But that was a hook that kind of failed that one, and that's gonna be, oh nice, that's from Prisman trying to save the life of that guy. Die, not dead, and Serva on the way to dying actually. A couple more hits needed just from Zara, and he will be going down. Fisher though, Fisher gonna make sure that's gonna be, oh good, oh surge up for the Luna Eclipse being used. Can he find some heroes though? Yes, he finds Sharvik. Sharvik screws himself away. Is he gonna be safe? Luna's of course super fast. Losing Beam still going through. In the meantime, Bane and Leshrac going down to the Gyrocopter. Nexus getting a double kill for that one. And it is a chase down for ooh, yeah, for Luna to get out. Serva looking for the hook. Can he find the hook? Yeah, he can. Of course, I thought he was gonna miss, but he is gonna die right now. Shockwave from Sharvik. I mean, he still got the Earthshaker with that, but that's, you know, in the end, Luna, that is, with the Lucent Beam, but that is it. As Rubik still goes down to Zara, so they still get some kind of kills on the side, but it is still not the kind of fight that they were hoping for. Having said that, it is enough to make sure that 3D Clan is not pushing into the base just yet. So Fota did buy some extra time, but losing the Luna for it might not be the way you want to go. And we actually have got a butterfly being built up by Nexus, so he is just getting more and more gold. And he is almost got that the butterfly complete. He has got the butterfly complete. We have got ourselves also a Hood of Defiance picked up by the Pudge. I'm gonna go for that pipe. No real surprises. We already saw that he had that cloak up a while back. Standard item for a Pudge. Standard issue. And now, of course, Sharvik gonna go for a Fresh Orb. Has got the Blink Dagger or Fresh Orb. Next best thing. In the meantime, Dread Got himself a Force Staff as well as a Blink Dagger, so now he can not only blink in and Echo Slam, he can also Force Staff himself out after that to make sure he doesn't die straight after doing his Eclipse, doing his Echo Slam, sorry. And we have got Lightning being stolen by the Rubik. It's a tier 3 tower taking a lot of damage, and there's the hook. Bait dead. Serva getting another hook kill at the start of the fight. Eclipse going through, doing what it can, but it's not doing that much. Serva getting Force Staffed into safety. Reverse polarity, it's on 2 mechanism, not gonna help out. Cooldown coming down as well. Hello, Nexus. Can he get an ultra kill? He already got a triple, and it's for prepare for battle. Who's gonna be the last one to be alive for Fota? The GG well played gets called, and it is an ultra kill for Nexus, and it is 3D Clan that gets themselves 3 extra points for the StarLadder Star Series Season 5 in a game that basically wasn't Fota's to begin with based on the graphs. We did have an experience graph dropping back slightly after that fight where Fota actually forced everybody back, but then it went back up even faster than it did before, and it is going to be Fota not getting their third or the second win, but it is the third win for 3D Clan instead. So 9 points now going their way. Of course, like I said earlier, 3D Clan is a team that has most matches played right now. So them not being on top of the list with points, as in they're still splitting the first place, still gonna put them a slight disadvantage from the teams that already have 9 points with 4 games played. But we're gonna see how that's gonna play out over the course of the days that are still to come for StarLadder. And we're gonna have another game right after this one. It's gonna be Empire taking on TCM. So stick around for that one. If you want to support me, by the way, you can do so by subscribing to my YouTube, which is youtube.com/SheeverGaming. And you can also do the same thing for Facebook and Twitter and Twitch. It's all under the same name. Oh, by the way, for all you people that have subscribed to me on Twitter, thank you. I have reached 4K I should say followers. I have reached 4K followers on Twitter. Yay! So thank you for that. Anyway, stick around and we're gonna have ourselves another game. Sorry for, oh, I left actually the overlay in there. Sorry for that, because I'm not being joined by anybody, but I will be joined by Kawa for the next game, so then the overlay is actually gonna be proper. And that is gonna be Kawa joining me for Empire taking on TCM. Stick around, more Dota 2 coming up. This was only game number 1 of the 4 matches that are gonna be happening today for StarLadder.